Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is not just a story, it's a mirror that shows what happens when a person refuses to stay broken. Most people quit when life gets dark, but a few people, a very rare few, find a spark in the darkness and turn it into a fire. And today I'm going to tell you the true kind of story that makes people stand up and rethink their entire life. So before we begin, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with me till the end, because one line in this story might shift everything for you. Ethan Walker was only 20 when he felt like the world had already rejected him. He lived in a cramped Los Angeles apartment with peeling paint on the walls and a mattress that sagged in the middle. Every morning he would wake up to the buzzing sound of traffic outside, open his cracked phone screen, and see the same cold message glowing back at him. Thank you for applying, but we've chosen another candidate. Each rejection felt like a tiny bruise on his future. He counted them, once 48 rejections in 2 months. 48 ways the world told him he wasn't good enough. Ethan wasn't aimless. He was just struggling to find his place, like millions of young Americans trying to figure out who they are. But everything collapsed the day his warehouse manager called him into the office. The man didn't even look him in the eye. "I'm sorry, Ethan. Budget cuts. We have to let you go." And just like that, the only job he had slipped away. Ethan stepped out into the cold wind, walking home alone, hands deep in his pockets, wondering how a 20-year-old could already feel like a failure. While walking home, Ethan whispered something to himself that would later become the foundation of his success. He said, "Maybe this is rock bottom. But maybe rock bottom is where people build again." He didn't believe it at the time, but the thought stuck in his mind, like a small seed waiting to grow. That night, when he got home, the apartment felt colder than usual. He sat on the edge of his mattress, staring at the ceiling fan turning slowly. For a long time, he didn't move. No tears, no anger, just emptiness. A heavy silence pressing against his chest. With nothing else to do, he opened his old laptop. The screen flickered like it was tired, too. He clicked on YouTube, not for inspiration, but just to distract himself from the disappointment. But then a thumbnail caught his eye. How I made my first $10,000 online. He didn't know what made him click. Maybe curiosity. Maybe desperation, maybe fate. The man in the video said something that didn't just enter Ethan's ears, it entered his bones. You don't need to be the smartest, the richest, or the most talented. You just need to be the one who doesn't quit when it gets hard. Those words hit Ethan like lightning. For the first time in months, he really sat up with energy in his body. At that exact second, Ethan made a decision that would silently rewrite the next 4 years of his life. He decided to try again, not because he believed in himself, but because he was tired of not believing. He didn't start with big goals. He started with small, almost invisible steps. For 3 days, he watched tutorials on digital design, free ones, basic ones, the kind most people skip because they want success fast. But Ethan had nothing but time, and for once, instead of feeling lost, he felt focused. He practiced every night until 2 or 3 in the morning. He repeated the same design again and again because repetition calmed him. The routine made sense. The slow improvement felt good. He created a profile on a freelance website. No fancy portfolio, no special equipment, just effort. 10 days passed, nothing. Then on the 11th day, A message appeared. Can you design a simple logo? Payment $35. It wasn't about the money. It was about someone giving him a chance. His hands actually shook when he accepted the job. He worked for 5 hours non-stop, adjusting colors, fixing lines, restarting when needed. When he delivered the file, the client replied, "Perfect. Thank you." That $35 felt like $1 million. Not because of the amount, but because it proved something. He wasn't useless. He wasn't broken. He wasn't done. From that day, he made a promise to himself. One improvement every day. Just one. That became his daily ritual. Some days the improvement was small, learning a new shortcut. Some days it was big, finishing a job better than yesterday. Slowly, $35 projects became $100, then $200, then $500. His nights were long, but for the first time his effort paid him back. He saved every dollar. No new clothes, no parties, no useless spending. His focus was sharp, almost peaceful, like he'd finally found the place where his mind worked best. At 22, Ethan launched his own design agency. No fancy office, just his laptop, a small desk, and a determination stronger than everything that had tried to break him. Within a year, he had 5 remote workers helping him. By 24, he crossed over $1 million in total earnings. But here's the biggest twist: success didn't surprise him. Failure did, because he realized something. The only difference between the Ethan who cried alone in his apartment and the Ethan who built $1 million business was one simple decision. He didn't quit. Now, when people ask about his journey, Ethan says, "I wasn't special. I wasn't lucky. I was just a guy who didn't stop when everything told me to." And that's the message he wants every person listening right now to understand. Your age doesn't limit you. Your past doesn't define you. Your failures are not your identity. You can be unemployed today and unstoppable tomorrow. You can be lost now and legendary later. Because sometimes the people who start with nothing become the ones who inspire everyone. So if you're listening to this, remember, your story isn't over. It's just beginning.